Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going wonderful. I'm so glad you're joining me. Well, today I have 3 fun cards to share with you. We're using some new items from Hero Arts. We have the beautiful Abstract Floral Stamp and Cut set. We also have a Hello Friend stamp set. A lot of sub-sentiments in here. And then this does have a coordinating die set called Hello Friend we'll be using. And then there's some new frames. They're cute. It's called Squiggly Rectangle Frames. And then we have a new stencil called Check Please that we're going to be using for all 3 of our cards today. This is part of Hero Arts You've Got a Friend release. And we're going to be using my Pawsitively saturated inks from Simon to color in our flowers. I haven't stamped in a long time, but I love stamping flowers. So we're going to start off with our first card. Well, actually not our first card. We're going to stamp all of our flowers first. I'm going to show you how to do 3. And then I'm going to stamp more flowers off camera. And then we can use the same flowers for the rest of our cards. I really love this flower center. I'm going to use VersaFine Clair to stamp this. The nice thing is this flower center has a centerpiece that you can stamp different colors with. So we're going to stamp first off with our honey ink. The first flower that I stamped was with Simon's honey. And then we'll stamp a flower center with honey ink. And then we're going to move on to watermelon. And we're going to stamp the flower in the set that kind of looks like a donut. I got the donuts on my mind. We'll stamp this, and then I'll stamp this flower center with the same color ink. We're going to switch flower centers. So like the yellow flower will have a pink center, and then the pink flower will have a yellow center. We'll mix and match. My final flower we're going to stamp with Simon's Carnation ink. I think this is a nice cheery color palette, and you guys will notice that I hope this video is not very loud. I haven't did a voiceover in a very long time, and when I recorded this video my volume was off, so I have to do a voiceover for this. So if you have to adjust your volume, I'm so sorry about that. But now we're going in with the stem and the leaves. I'm using my Simon Says Stamp Perfection ink. Now I'm stamping 3 flowers today, but I'm going to do more off of camera. These are just the 3 flowers that we're going to create for all of our cards. I love the color palette. I think it's nice and summery. We're just going to take the coordinating dies and line them up and run them through the die cut machine. Now this flower center does have a die, but the die does have a hole in it. I'm going to keep the negative piece that hole will punch out. This way we can mix and match flower centers. To do that, I'm going to bring in some foam squares. I'm just going to put a foam square behind it. This will do double duty. It'll give me dimension, but it also, I don't have to add glue because it's sticky. All I have to do is do inlaying. Makes it really nice. So the sticky part will do double duty. Okay, we're going to add yellow to the pink, and then some carnation to the watermelon, and just inlay all of these. And then we're going to layer these flower centers in the center of the flowers. And again, I'll create a lot more off camera, but in the same exact color patterns. Okay, so those are what our stamp flowers are going to look like. We're going to go ahead and jump in with our first card, and we're going to create some leaves without stems. So I'm just using my scissors to trim the stem off, and then we have some smaller leaves to go with this card. This card we're going to create a triple hello card. I'm going to get rid of the stem, bring in the hello die. I'm going to die cut out the hello 3 times, and I'm also, this is the shadow. Okay, we're going to do stamping on the shadow with the stamp set. And I'm going to need the negative piece so I can line it up. So I'll bring in my stamping positioner, and we're going to add our negative piece, and then we will inlay the hello die cut. And we're going to use all 3 of the inks that we use for the flowers. So we're going to use watermelon, honey, and carnation. Let's go ahead and take our stamp and line this up. You can actually use if you don't want to do stamping with the hello, you can use colored cardstock too. But I thought coordinating would be really nice. So hello first, we'll remove this, add our watermelon or carnation, and then boy, it's been a minute since I did a voiceover. I can't keep up. Okay, lastly is watermelon. And then we are going to stamp one more greeting. We're going to use the friend too. So I put the negative in my MISTI, and then we're going to add the die cut piece, and we're going to stamp friend with VersaFine Clear. I wanted a bold friend. We have a bold flower center, and I think a bold friend was going to go good with this card. So we'll stamp this. So we have 4 greetings in total. Next I have a panel. The size of the panel measures 3.5 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches tall. Okay, we're going to layer all of the hellos as evenly spaced as I can put them. Okay, we'll go watermelon, honey, and then carnation, and then friend right below it. And then what I'm going to do is tuck the flowers underneath. I didn't press down. I did put foam tape behind my greetings, but I didn't press down, so I can tuck some flowers under there. And then I'm going to take that panel and place it on an A2 size card base. Anything overhanging we're going to trim off. The more you tuck, the less you have to trim. And then lastly, we're going to take those leaves that we trimmed from the stem, and we're going to tuck some greenery, which will kind of bring this summery card to life. And then for finishing touches, we're going to bring in some diamond stickles for all of our cards. This is all the embellishing we're going to do is with diamond stickles. So just the stamp sets and inks today with a little bit of sparkle. So that will finish my first card. And then we're going to move along to our next card. For our next card, I thought we would add a little texture to each of the flowers. They're pretty big flowers, and so we're going to add some checkerboard to each of the flowers. I already did 3. We're going to bring in the same inks. I'm just going to intensify the color over the stencil. So we'll add some honey over this flower. Now this does add ink over the white outline of the die cut, but I didn't mind it. Okay, if you want to do masking to prevent that from happening, you could. Next we'll go over watermelon. So we have a 2-tone checkered flower there. And then lastly we'll go over with carnation, this flower. Then we can go ahead and add our flower centers. And I did die cut out 6 of my leaves for this next card. I thought we would create a border of flowers for this card. We're going to actually go landscape for this card, so I'm going to spread evenly space them. And I did pop those up with some foam tape also. Now I'm just using glue and attaching all of the leaves, and then I'll trim off anything that's overhanging. And then all we're going to do, oh, I do want to mention that the little pieces that I did trim off, I always like to use those to fill in spaces that need a little extra color. I just glue them down. This way it kind of gives it a little more full look. So don't throw away those tiny little leaf pieces. Now for my greeting today, for this card, we're going to stamp the greeting that says, the world is a better place because of you. I just stamped it on white cardstock with my VersaFine Clear. We're popping that up and putting it on a matte frame used with Spellbinders fog cardstock. Just for a little dimension, we're going to pop this up, and this is going to go directly in the center. I think this makes a simple but fabulous card, and I really like the checkerboard on those flowers. That will finish off my second card. Now for my next card, we are going to create, it's going to be a little bit of a busier card, but I like the outcome. I have the new Hero Art Squiggly rectangle frames. I have 2 different sizes. I'm going to cut them out with white cardstock and also with some pop-up foam. If you don't want to use pop-up foam, you can just stack several together for a little bit of dimension. I'm going to create a double squiggly line frame, and I want to put some vellum behind it. I'm going to stencil the background of my card today, and the vellum was just going to soften it. Okay, now so that's going to be basically, it's going to be a home panel. I guess this card could be a 5-step card. These are the negative pieces of those frames, and they're just as fabulous. I thought this would make a great home panel too. So don't throw out those. You could use those negative pieces for those frames on another card. Okay, this is my card base. We're going to stencil directly on it. I can't show the ink because I'm too close, but I am using Simon Says Stamp's Cozy ink. Cozy ink is like a warm gray, and I'm just going to lightly go around the edges. I'm more focusing on the edges than I am the center, because the center is of course going to be covered. And I didn't want it too intense. You know, that's what the vellum's going to do. It's going to fade the middle. So if the middle is lighter, that's a good thing. So that will be my background. I love checkerboards. We'll put our vellum squiggly frames right in the center. And then I'm going to use 3 of the flowers and 2 of the stems for this card. The same flowers. I'm going to create a real tight cluster in the middle because there's a lot going on in this card. We'll just add this one here, we'll add the yellow and then the pink next to that one, and then a couple stems on the bottom. I die cut out my friend for this card using the shadow was using gray cardstock, Spellbinders Fog, and then I use white cardstock for the friend. Okay, we'll place that on the center of our little floral arrangement. And then in the stamp set there's a greeting that says you are loved. I trimmed it in half, so now we have you are and loved. I thought this was a little bit playful and wonky. It kind of reminded me like Alice in Wonderland kind of thing with the checkerboards. So I thought wonky would be fun. So I put you are on top, loved on the bottom. All we have left to do is add some sparkle to those flower centers. And that will finish off my card today and my voiceover because I'm talking real fast, I feel like it. So here's a look at all 3 cards. I forgot to zoom out, but I'll take a picture in here so you guys could see all 3 cards together. If you want to check out the release, I'll leave everything down below. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.